It was right before 6 o'clock the fire came in.
It was dispatched as an automatic fire alarm. We have a group of guys that sort of gets it together, and doesn't matter how it's dispatched, we act like it is something. And somewhere along the way, I guess, somebody heard something that made it sound like it was more than just an alarm.
First thing I'm thinking is multiple apartments, a lot of people.
When we arrived, we had wisps of white smoke coming out of the third floor window.
As we were stretching one of our lines to the apartment entrance, things started to progress rapidly then.
Our chief let us know about there being reports of entrapment, so make sure we did a search. Life safety was number one concern.
We started making entry into the building, and by the first landing, we encountered a heavy smoke condition. The exterior chief reported fire starting to vent out one of the apartment windows, and then we knew we had a pretty serious fire.
If you look up into the room, you could see the melting blinds, like they're starting to melt down.
It was banked down in pitch black smoke. So by the time we walked inside the building, it had flashed.
When you say zero visibility, it literally is, the smoke is to the floor and you cannot see anything. Kurt was already through with the hose, and Jared had gone in, and the moment he went in, he was out of sight.
The occupant of the fire room had left her door open, so that certainly helped the fire to grow. We were forced to crawl into the apartment to get to the seat of the fire.
There isn't a lot of time in these conditions. Somebody somewhere, we don't know where they are. And I said, I'm going right, and I went right, doing what's called a primary search.
So while I was standing there, I was feeding hose to my captain through the door, and I heard someone scream, "Help, help, I can't breathe." And when I looked to my left, she had her phone flashlight up in the smoke, and I was able to see her standing there. Initially yelled to her, I said, "Ma'am, come this way." She turned back and ran into her apartment, so I had to chase her a little bit.
Firefighter McCabe asked for assistance, so myself and firefighter McCabe and firefighter Sabol assisted her to the stairs.
Well, going down the steps, she kept telling me that she can't breathe and she felt like she was gonna fall over. It definitely did make me speed up, and I was standing below her, so if she did fall, it was not gonna be good for me either.
Towards the end, we were kind of almost carrying her out of the building. Paramedics and EMTs were outside of the door waiting for us. And at that point, I had gone back in and back upstairs to help with my fellow firefighters.
After we assisted the victim, I followed a hose line in, met up with Captain Shelhamer.
My job as a nozzleman was to put the fire out, so I continued into the fire apartment. As I progressed, heat was getting much worse. Came across the first window in the living room, was able to ventilate the window to help get some of the heat and smoke out of there, and then we were able to advance into the fire room and get the fire knocked down.
You get reports of fires, everybody's out, but you do not know until you do your searches. And myself and firefighter Sabol proceeded with our search, and when it came up as negative, we proceeded to open the walls up, open the roof up, and check for extension.
Everyone was pitching in on what needed to be done from a firefighting point of view. Having a save and a fire service it's the perfect outcome.
You know going into this that it's dangerous. When you actually save a life and give somebody an opportunity to live another day, I don't know if you could really describe that feeling. Just everything, the training that we do just pays off, if you get to save one life.
I've never saved someone before. I can't say it felt any different, honestly. I know what I signed up for, so.
When there is a fire alarm, take it seriously, have a plan, have an evacuation point, and always, when you hear a smoke alarm or a fire alarm, get in the mindset that there is actually a fire and I gotta get out of the building to safety.
We have a very good group who is very well trained, and when that report of someone stealing the building, they went right into search mode to try and find that occupant. I'm sure it's in the back of everyone's mind every time we respond on a call, but we know the risk going into it, and it's a sense of duty I think that most people have. We enjoy helping the community, we enjoy what we do, and that's all that we need to have.